The worst is still coming in the next couple of hours, so we need to be vigilant.
Monroe County officials preparing for the worst as this severe winter storm moves through our area. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We've got a lot to get to today with the winter weather still sweeping through, a cause for concern here across the state and throughout the country. Schools were closed for the day, and Monroe County Executive Adam Bello has issued a countywide travel advisory in addition to yesterday's state of emergency.
That's right. Plus, we have tens of thousands without power around our region right now. Crews working on that as we speak. We have team coverage on all of this, so we'll hear more about that in just a moment. But first, a significant and telling move here. The New York State Thruway has been shut down for traffic west of our area. Christian Garzone joining us now live in Henrietta, near where all of this is happening. Christian, what do you?
Hey, Adam, I'm standing here like Elvis. I'm shaking like Elvis. I'm curling my lip like Elvis a bit. It's so cold. We're standing in a wind tunnel right now on the Thruway. This is behind me is the Thruway westbound. It is shut down. It means no cars, no trucks, no trailers. All vehicles are to stay off the roadways there, except, of course, for salt trucks and official vehicles. We've seen a few of those come and go. Now, winds are whipping and blowing all around us. This is a straight shot again down the Thruway westbound behind me here. It's empty. There are reports coming in across the country. Some places like Ohio have 100-car pileups. No doubt the Thruway saw that today and said, we do not want to have that here. Now, word from the Thruway is, quote, stay off the roads, western New York. If you're on the roads, take it slow, do not tailgate. As you said, I-90 is shut down west of here to Buffalo, then down south to the Pennsylvania state line. We can't measure it here, but the winds could be hitting that 50 to 60 mile per hour mark. It's moving both of us as we try to stay put. We just can't quite stay steady here. Now, as I said last hour, it's so cold. I'm wearing a scarf my mom knit me. I don't think she was watching at 5 o'clock, so 6 o'clock. Mom, I just want to say thank you for the scarf. It's been 10 years in the closet. I finally got it out, now on. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Mom. I love you. Now, the Thruway did say stay tuned. There could be more closings coming, more speed restrictions coming as this storm progresses through the area. Live in Henrietta, Christian Garzone, News 8. Adam, Teresa, right back to you in that toasty studio. Have a hot cocoa ready for me, please.
Absolutely. When it comes to the scarf, better late than never, Christian. And of course, we're monitoring more than just the hazards of travel.
Yeah, the winds coupled with cold weather is making it difficult just to be outside for a short period of time, as Christian demonstrated. And for more details on what things look like, Liam Healy joins us live from Brockport. Liam, you've been braving the cold all day. Sun's gone down, or what was left of daylight. How's it going out there?
Well, I mean, that's really a big thing out here, Teresa. When we're talking about that loss of daylight, I mean, it continues to further reduce visibility. We're in western Monroe County, not exactly northwestern Monroe, which is dealing with the worst of that band. But I can tell you, I mean, we've been here since 11 a.m. and conditions have only continued to get worse. I can't even look 1,000 feet down the road here and be able to see people coming out, even with their headlights on. And the other really important thing that I think I want to remind people about is that it rained this morning. As we got into this morning, there was rain on the ground. That all froze. Now, especially out here towards western Monroe, out toward Orleans, Genesee County, there is now a layer of snow on top of that ice. And as people continue to drive behind me, the bigger issue also comes into play that all that snow is being compacted down and turning into a secondary sheet of ice on the road. So by the time we head towards tomorrow morning, travel will be much more difficult. If you just allow yourself to stay home, allow plow crews to do their job, it's going to make everyone's life a whole lot easier as we continue to head in. And again, my reminder to you, stay home, stay warm. Do not beam me out here because I am finally cold after all this time. For now, we'll toss things back over to Eric. He's going to give you a lowdown on what the next 24 to 70 to 36 hours is going to look like out here.
Liam, we're going to have hot cocoa for both you and Christian after those two live shots. And both of these shots here demonstrating now this divide from west to east in terms of the side of Rochester and issues here as we continue to plow forward with the storm. Areas east of Rochester, it's really cold, it's windy, but there's not that much snow. Yeah, that's our view from Henrietta. That's your view from Batavia, and that is where the all-out blizzard is only in its infancy, and this could keep going for at least the next 2 days around here. While the snow has a divide from right to left on your screen, the cold really not so much. Everybody contending with that. Rochester is now down to 6 lonely degrees with a wind chill of 19 below zero. We still have room to fall. Wellsville now at 30 below zero. That's the coldest one that we've seen on this map so far. Jamestown at 35 degrees below zero. Let's talk wind situation out of this. Rochester especially. I still think we're capable of 60 to 65 miles an hour for at least the next several hours out of this. So we're not entirely out of the woods here from a power outage standpoint. But the good portion of this forecast is the fact that after about midnight, these numbers will be slow, but look at the trend, the direction. They are going downward. Still quite breezy, quite windy into our Christmas Eve. But now we're going to be more selective in who runs into problems. Let's talk more about who's got the issues tomorrow. Next.
Still some serious winds. Eric, thank you. Meanwhile, several Monroe County and Rochester City officials urging the public to stay inside and ride out the storm.
With thousands of outages across the region, crews are staged, many of them over at the County Emergency Operations Center for the foreseeable future. We continue our team coverage with Eric Hadakos, who joins us live from that center over on Scottsville Road with the very latest from officials. Eric.
Good evening, and feeling super glad to be inside right now after hearing those live shots. But this is where we have a number of different agencies directing responses into the region wherever needed. This could be fire calls, EMS, law enforcement. And in a briefing earlier this evening, officials say the biggest concerns right now are the wind and the power outages. Keep in mind a travel advisory is in effect. Officials say please stay off the road if you can. The storm isn't expected to peak until later tonight, believe it or not, so make sure you have everything in place should your power go out. If you rely on an oxygen generator for medical reasons and are concerned about losing power or do lose power, call 911. Now, when it comes to other health concerns like safe drinking water, city officials say a water main break has been repaired, but you're still advised to boil your water if you are in those affected areas. And with that said, it's been quite a busy few days, but again, it's important to stay high alert even as we enter the holiday weekend.
One of the parts of the storm that is challenging is the fact that the winds started earlier today. They're not going to peak until later tonight. It feels like we're in the peak of the storm. We really are not yet, so we don't know exactly how much more power loss we're going to get over the next couple of hours, but it's certainly not over yet.
This might be the end of the beginning. Right, we've got a second front that's going to come through, as he said. And we're watching call volumes, both from law enforcement to fire to spikes potentially in electrical outages.
Now, the good news is officials say the travel advisory is working well. The screens behind us monitoring certain roadways and arteries looking quite clear at this hour, so hopefully that will continue into the night. Again, you are urged to stay inside. A warming shelter is available for city residents at the Gant Recreation Center on North Street. That's open until 9 p.m. And as far as how long these crews will be here tonight, it's unclear. They will be here for as long as they need to. For now, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Mariquetta, thank you so much. And by the way, you can report any outages to RG&E by calling 1-800-743-1701.